Thursday, I don't care about you, it's Friday, I'm in love.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at game number 9 in our 20 from 1992 series, and this is the first arcade sequel to the legendary Sega classic Golden Axe, and this is called Golden Axe The Revenge of Death Adder. And yes, the big bad from the first game, the final boss, Death Adder, is back in this game, but in this game you can play up to 4 players simultaneous play. Some cabinets may have that, and some may just have 2 players simultaneous play. But there are 4 different new characters that you can choose from. Although, Gillius Thunderhead does return from the original game, but only as a supporting character, and he doesn't really have much control over the character that he's with. But the characters are Sternblade, who is a barbarian with a sword, and he looks just like an axe battler from the first game. And then there is Dora, who is a centaur, a female centaur, also known as, I guess, a centauride. I don't know how it's pronounced, but she has a baton. Then there is Goah, the giant, and he has an axe, and Gillius Thunderhead rides on his shoulders. And last, there is a young elf by the name of Trix, and he has a trident. Now, each character has their own special abilities, and if you play multiplayer, and I strongly recommend it, you can actually team up and do some special damage to a boss that's tired or is dizzy. And there was the 4-player simultaneous play attack. There's also a 2-player simultaneous play attack that you can do on dizzied enemies. Very, very cool. You all just have to stand close to the enemy and press the attack button. There is the attack button, there's the jump button, and there's the magic button, just like in the first game. We have cool 3D scrolling sprite scaling type of effects in this one. This game is just so darn cool. I really like this. There will be a couple points in the game where you can take different paths. That will just be one different path, and then it'll meet up in the same place as if you chose the other path and finished it. But this is one of those alternate paths you can take, and there will be one for stage 2 and one for stage 4. And there are 5 total stages. And at the end, of course, you try to fight Death Adder one more time, or for the first time, because these are all new characters except for Gillius Thunderhead. There are some cool new mounts that you can knock the enemies off and use yourself. And they are a lot cooler, I think, than the chicken leg from the first game. There's like a scorpion, and there's a praying mantis, and there's a dragon skeleton. We're going to go ahead and get started. Excuse me. And we see the chicken legs from the first game there, but you cannot ride them in this one. If you press the attack button and the jump button together, you can use a special move for each character. And if you overuse it, you can drain a little teeny bit of your life bar. And note that you only have 3 bars on your life meter. And there is a potion that you can pick up. You can get potions from maybe some defeated enemies. Oftentimes they will just be like behind a door, and you can like activate a chain or something and open up that door and collect the potion. And there is the praying mantis, and it is my favorite mount. It can be kind of tricky to knock the rider off, but its flame breath is super useful. And you can stand over a fallen enemy and breathe fire just in time to knock it back over again. With the mounts, you can have certain other attacks too. Just like in the first game, pressing left or right twice quickly will make your character run. And you can do that with the mounts as well. You can make them run, and you can make them do attacks in midair. And yes, the thieves from the first game are back. The blue one that will drop potions when you attack it, and the green one that will drop food, which restores your health. My favorite thing about this game is the sound effects. And now you can use catapults as well. You can fling rocks, you can fling fireballs, you can fling arrows, you can fling spears. Just stand over it and press, I think it was the attack button. Yeah, try to get that, get as much out of the mounts as you can. There will be boss fights, and the bosses will have life meters. Yeah, if you can play two players simultaneously, and note that after a little bit of abuse, they will get tired. They can shake it off if you don't take advantage. But yeah, if you have multiplayer, stand right next to the dizzy enemy and press the A button and have you both do a special attack together. It is devastating on the bosses. It'll end boss fights quickly. And here's another one of those cool 3D sprite scaling type of moments that is present in this Golden Axe game. I love the munch sound of the praying mantis. Your characters can also make that munch sound when they pick up food. Yeah, the sound effects, I think, are just the strongest part of this game. This, unfortunately, seems to be a kind of rare game. Whereas the first Golden Axe game was seen everywhere in the arcades, this one was not seen much. And that's a shame, because it's great fun. It's a terrific sequel. There will be times when you can pull chains, open doors, and you might be able to unveil some more potions or food. Yeah, don't get surrounded. I like the extra animations from the enemies in this game. Sometimes when they die, they scream, "Oh God!" This game is just hilarious. I love it. Note that enemies can throw projectiles sometimes. Watch out for that. They can still do a running dash attack at you if you get too far away from them. Keep that in mind. The extra sound effects are just terrific. And the boom sound when you pick up a bottle, it's just funny to me. And there's a scorpion mount. The scorpion has an electric sting, which can be used kind of like the praying mantis's fire breath. If you get up real close to a downed enemy, and if you hit the boss 3 times in a row, then they will sit there dazed. If you get real close to them, you can do some other kinds of attacks, either by yourself or with your mount. Yeah, if you're not sitting on a mount for a long time, then they will run off the screen. Or if you take enough, or if you get knocked off of it enough times. But yeah, if you get real close to the downed enemy, then you can like smack them over the head with your sword, or maybe the mount will kick at them or something. Just the sound effects are so great. I think the praying mantis can munch on an enemy if they get close enough to do some sort of combination attack. And we'll see this cinematic scene where you point to the next destination on this map. And here we'll see that we can go from 2 different paths. One of them here in stage 2 is the cave, and the other is the forest. And this is the forest here. We will encounter, I'm guessing they are called dryads, these living trees. And you can actually show off a 3D effect by smacking them around. You can see them, their parts fly at the player. Now watch out, because they can throw mushroom pieces. This game is so cool. There were a couple home ports, or home sequels in the Golden Axe franchise. Part 2 was before this, and it was for the Sega Genesis. And then there was a Part 3, which came after this game for the Sega Genesis. I had heard that there was going to be an anime or a animated series of Golden Axe, like on Netflix or something. Might be kind of interesting. See how that goes. Sometimes there will be villagers that you can set free. They might be in chains. There are some dive attacks that each character can pull off. And here I am finally going to use my magic attack. And I'm going to ride the black mantis. And it can throw enemies. And I think it can munch on their heads or something. And like I said, you can do a dash. Double tap left or double tap right and you'll run. And you can do the same with the mount. And even if you're on a mount, you can use one of the catapults or bow and arrows or arrow launchers or one of the other projectile firing things. And some of them you can walk with them. You can carry them. Your character can carry them, or maybe your mount can carry them. Really cool. Or you'll carry them while you're riding your mount. I think whether your mantis munches on its head, actually I'm not sure what causes it to do that. Yeah, you gotta be kind of careful if you're gonna try to knock a mount, or knock a rider off the mount. You can't just run up in front of them, or they'll use up their projectile on you, which again is a tail with an electrical sting in the scorpion's case. And this is a golden scorpion, which actually might not have... Yeah, this doesn't have the electrical sting. But it can definitely use its pinchers to hurt the enemy. Yeah, the mantis and the scorpion both have different colored cousins that are of a different strength and may have different abilities. We will see me play as all the other characters in a little bit. I like the barbarian Sternblade. I also like Dora, the female centaur. And Goah, the giant with the axe that has Gillius Thunderhead riding on his shoulders. He's probably my least favorite character. I mean, he's strong, but he's really slow, and Yeah, I prefer all the other ones more. The magic used by Trix, the young elf, actually does not injure the enemy. It will make trees drop fruit, and then you can collect the fruit for some energy restoration. When you run out of life, you turn into a tombstone, and you only have 2 lives total. So when your second ones run out, then you have to spend a credit and get a continue. Now you have to do a running jump across gaps or abysses. Otherwise, you are going to fall right in. The sound effects are so great in this game. You can do a running jump with any character. Do the dash move by pressing left or right twice, and then jump while you're doing that. And while you're in midair from the jump, you can press down and attack, and you will do a special downward stab type of attack. And in this particular sequence, you wiggle the joystick or hit the buttons to break out of that bag. And then look at all these enemies you gotta face. But oftentimes you can position yourself in a corner so that the enemies can't sneak up on you. Keep in mind that an enemy from far, far away, just like in the first Golden Axe game, will often do a running dash attack. Yeah, like that. Oh, God. Look for words that say, like, pole, and there will be, like, a switch you can interact with or something. And there we were able to let loose a couple of the chicken leg mounts from the first Golden Axe game, and they can take out an enemy for you. If you jump in the air and press towards the enemy and jump again, I think it is. Or maybe it was attack. But you can do like a dive kick or some similar type of move. Yeah, sometimes the enemies will have projectiles, and here they had fireballs that they slung at me. And here I'll have to spend a continue. But we will move on to look at, or actually I let it run out just so we can see what it looks like when your game ends. And you will get points based on how many times you died, how many treasures you might have picked up, and we'll see the treasures later, how many enemies you might have killed, etc., etc. And you'll get a numerical score based on all that. But now we are going to play as Dora. Like I said, this is a female centaur. She's got a big old baton, like from American Gladiators. Even though she's a big old half horse, she's pretty nimble. And again, if you see an enemy, sit there. She has some very funny attacks for the downed or the stunned enemies. When you see them, huddled over, shaking, they're stunned, and you can run up and do a bunch of attacks close. She likes to pommel her fallen enemies with her batons. The skeleton enemies in this game are much tougher than in Golden Axe. Her magic consists of lightning strikes, and her horse legs kick the enemy when it's downed or stunned. And this sequence, you can keep pummeling this piece of meat, and it'll break up into smaller pieces which you can collect and eat. for some health recovery. But yeah, stage number 2 and stage number 4, or scene 2 and 4, allow you to take an alternate path if you want. Both of those paths, once completed, you'll just go to the next stage. I really do like her attacks, but my biggest recommendation is you play this game with at least 2 players. That way, when you see a downed enemy, or see an enemy that is stunned, you can both go close to it. I like her kick. You can both go close to it and press the attack button, and you'll do a very devastating attack that will very likely kill a regular enemy and highly damage a boss enemy. And now here we have one of those projectile things that you can... here you can fire spears at the enemies. There are only 6 shots per catapult or projectile shooter, whatever. Yeah, when standing over the mount, it's either A or I think it was A to ride the mount. And here we have a Amazon woman. Yeah, if you miss with your fire, the Amazon actually has a chance to back up and do an attack on you. So try not to miss. And here's a little marketplace where you can collect some potions or food. And you just breathe fire when you see the food or potion appear to knock it off and then collect it. And after a little while, they're sold out of all their inventory. Some of the enemies catching some Z's. Sound effects are just, oh my god, they crack me up. And this boss here is blocked off by a gate, and he'll eventually break it, and you'll have to fight him. Now, if you screw up, he can actually be damaging. He has a couple moves that can hurt you very badly if you're not careful. Yeah, if you can keep on that mount for as long as possible, the game can be a lot easier. Yeah, I missed with my breath, and he nailed me. Yeah, if you press attack and jump together with Dora, I love her horse kick. Yeah, pressing attack and jump together will do a special move with each character, but if you overuse it, you will start to lose a little bit of energy. And yet there we were able to free some villagers that were chained up. And there's an arrow projectile. And we can carry it while riding around on the mount. Ouch! There's the scorpion with the electrical charge from its tail. Zap. And yeah, you can do a dive kick, sort of, with the scorpion when you're jumping in the air, and then press like towards the enemy and jump again, I think. Yeah, you'll see them huddled down there and shaking. That means they're stunned, and you can come in and do a bunch of new offensive moves. But they'll eventually break out of it. Yeah, I don't think I ever came across this in arcades, but I did see one of the Golden Axe arcade games, other than the original, of course. What was it? Golden Axe The Duel. There's another magic attack. Some of the enemies will like swing their weapon while they're waiting to be able to attack you. It kind of looks funny. Yeah, even with her half horse form, she is able to still ride a mount. Yeah, and with the mount, you can do a charge, jump, and dive kick attack and do some extra damage. More guys sleeping. Yeah, try to find whatever corner you can when there's a whole bunch of enemies at once to prevent them from ganging up on you or sneaking behind you. You can dive kick through multiple enemies, so if you time it right, you can take out a whole bunch of them at once. I hate this guy, and he reappears, or there's similar enemies to him, but he has a nice long scythe, can nail you far away with it. And he might be able to hit you even if you're not on the same plane as him. And now we're going to choose a different character, and this will be Goah. The characters have stupid names. But this is Goah the Giant. And again, he has Gillius Thunderhead from the first game riding on his shoulders. It doesn't really have much effect on the gameplay. Yeah, Gillius Thunderhead is the only character apart from well, there are numerous enemies that make a return appearance, as does, of course, Death Adder, but as far as the protagonists go, Gillius Thunderhead is the only returning one. And here they put you in a cage, and they have you tied up, and you have to wiggle the joystick and hit the buttons in order to escape. And you can try to whack the blue thief enough times to get a number of potions. Yeah, the stages are called number 1, rescue the villagers. Number 2 is the trail to the enemy's town. You can either take the cave or the forest, and here we're going to have another alternate path. Number 3 is sneak into the town. Number 4 here is march forth to the castle of Death Adder, and you got to take the west gate path, which is this, or Maybe this was the pier. This was the pier. Use instant death areas like abysses or whatever, and knock enemies into them, so you don't have to deal with them anymore. But yeah, whenever you have a treacherous area to cross that can be instant death, do a running jump. You know, do your dash and then jump. Otherwise, you're probably not going to make it. Okay, we're going to ride this ship, and we're going to get more of those really annoying skeletons. Yeah, the skeletons are friggin' tough in this game. So much tougher than in the first game. Even if you see like a pile of bones, they might rise and attack you. And Goah's magic involves some giant creature that breathes poison. If you see like a small opening somewhere, then there might be some thieves popping out of them. Here's those dryad type things again. Hope you had a great Memorial Day this last week. My mom and I normally would go to her folks' cemetery, but she had an accident, so we couldn't go. She's okay now. She busted her wrist and bruised her knees, but she informed me that she's feeling a lot better. That's good to hear. Yeah, look for them. That was his special attack, or no, dash and jump and press down and attack. That was his special move. It's like a butt smash. And this is Trix, and again he is a young elf that has a trident. He's very, very fast. And when he uses a magic spell, it is not an offensive magic spell. It is for health recovery. He will make a tree appear, and it will bear fruit, and he can pick up the fruit and recover some energy. And that was his diving attack. And there was that tree, and there's the food. Yeah, this expanded arsenal of moves for the characters and the mounts in this game are another reason why I really like this sequel. I have not played the Sega Genesis Golden Axe 2 or Golden Axe 3. I've heard that Golden Axe 3 was not very good. I don't know. The duel, from what I remember, it's okay. I saw it once at a seaside arcade. It was quite literally in Seaside, Oregon. That's the name of the city. They still have a big arcade, and I think they still have the pizza joint inside there. It's a very touristy spot now. A lot of people go to the Oregon coast to check out Seaside. I have very fond memories of my youth. They had a big old skee ball hall, bunch of skee ball machines. You know, all sorts of goofy, cheapo prizes that you get with your tickets. We're not going to do a full playthrough. No way. We're going to see snippets of the remainder of the levels, or areas, whatever they call them. But I love that, oh god, scream from the enemies. And here's another boss that we saw earlier. The bosses make several repeat appearances. Yeah, if you're not careful with that type of boss, he'll be dangerous. Here is something you really got to watch out for. These tentacles, they'll instantly kill you if you get too close. But if you lop off a tentacle, then you can eat it and regain some energy. And in this particular area, the enemies can be really stupid and jump right into the tentacles and get killed. So that's something to take solace in this area. See? Crunch. These guys too? Yep. Those purple tentacles make me think of what was that game? Maniac Mansion. Sometimes there will be bags, and if you jump and knock them down, you can get some potions or maybe some meat to restore your life with. Yeah, watch out for those skeletons. God, they're a pain in this game. They can just be super fast on the draw with their swords. And so maybe once they're dizzied, if you can dizzy them, then go up and just don't let up. Nail them until they're no more. Yeah, what was his name? Sternblade. Yeah, his magic attacks are fire-based. Big old blast of fire. And this boss can make more skeleton warriors appear. So try to kill off the boss as quickly as you can. Yeah, the attack and jump buttons together attack is a little more damaging than your regular attacks. But I mostly recommend you have multiple players do the team-up attack on a stunned boss to end the fight much quicker. And now we ride on the back of a dragon to the next scene. And this is where you will finally eventually face Death Adder. And you go to a castle that is shaped just like him. And when you defeat or get through various parts of the castle, then you will see the body parts of the castle fall off. It seems like in this game that Gillius Thunderhead sacrifices himself at the end. I have not played the other Golden Axe games, so I don't know if that was not for real, if he actually survived. Seems like he died, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah, I don't think that you can carry every single projectile device. Crunch. I love the crunch sound. I don't know that you can carry every single projectile device, but I think at least most of them you can. And maybe you can't carry them all if you're riding a mount. And we're going to see some two-player simultaneous play, and here is the both of us. We're going to do a two-player attack on a character, when they're stunned, in just a moment. Yeah, Dora's magic is electricity-based, or lightning-based. And again, Goah, the giant. Here we go. Yeah, so devastating. Definitely use multiplayer on bosses. Another sleeping enemy. Yeah, this type of goblin or whatever type of boss gets tougher and tougher if you let them attack you as you get further into the game. Oh, come on, just die. That is such a great attack. Yeah, sometimes you'll be able to collect treasure of some sort. And yeah, that will be added to your score at the end of your game. I hate the skeletons in this game. They're just such a pain in the ass. Her horse legs kicking at the enemy when they're stunned just cracks me up. Just such a great game. There's another annoying scythe enemy. They just got such crazy reach with their scythes. Eventually, I think I might have put on the infinite energy cheat through MAME by this point. I just wanted to try to beat the game quicker. Hope y'all have a great weekend. I will probably spend some of it trying to prune one of the shrubs growing right by my driveway. That's really all I need to do. I don't need to mow. The grass is pretty short. Here is our first bout with Death Adder. He has some special magic attacks that fire out of his shield. Yeah, there's lightning. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think Death Adder can get stunned. But yeah, all the other bosses... Oh, maybe he can. Oh. Maybe he can get stunned, but maybe you can't do the team-up magic attack on him. I don't remember for sure. But once you beat him first time, he's lost his shield, but he's got his golden axe, and he's got really, really tough magic attacks now. Yeah, like I said, I'd never seen this in arcades, and I think it is kind of rare, which is unfortunate because yeah, it's a great Golden Axe game. The all new characters or controllable characters, and the hilarious sound effects and extra special moves that the characters can make. It's so worth checking out. Again, I do like Dora's horse kick. Is it over? Well, the head of the statue is destroyed. We're riding our dragon back. Uh-oh. Nope, he's not done. One more time. Don't have a lot of room to maneuver here. You can't knock him off the edges, unfortunately. Is that it? No. Eat this, guys. Guess who saves the day? You never make it. Gillius Thunderhead knocks him off the edge, and they both seem to fall to their death. So long, Gillius. We'll never forget you. Like I said, I don't know if that's really supposed to be the end of Gillius Thunderhead in any canonical sense or whatever. But we see the other characters looking over the edge. And that is the end of Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder. But we will see a picture of a number of characters that appeared in this game and maybe other Golden Axe games, including the thieves and the marketplace and various villagers and the mounts and the witch doctor guys make me think of Mudman from the World Heroes series. We'll get to the first World Heroes game later on in this 1992 series. And there's your score tallied up from the various things that you did to earn those points. Beaten enemies, amount of lives you lost, continues you had to make, treasures you collected, etc. And in a moment, we will look at the alternate paths that I did not take. Nedlog Exa. Oh, sorry, Golden Axe. Revenge of Death Adder. Or The Revenge of Death Adder. So yeah, let's take a look at the alternate path in Scene 2. And we are going to go into the cave. We're not going to completely finish the cave, but we'll look at parts of it. Oh, God! This cave area is very dark, but you will have opportunities to turn the lights on. You can also turn the light back off if you want. And you can free some prisoners, or sometimes free some enemies, or uncover some magic potions or food. They've got a prisoner breaking rocks or something, and you can whack the chains that are on them to free them. And there's the black mantis again. I turned the lights off. There we go. Oops. Yeah. If you get knocked off X amount of times from the mount, or if you are off of a mount and you just kind of ignore it for a long time, it will run off and leave the screen. You have to wait for another opportunity to get a mount. Yeah, this is another cool 3D sprite scaling, etc. Scene. If you stay to the far right, you should be able to avoid all the boulders. Yeah, the big boulders will hurt you if you get hit by one. Doesn't seem like the little ones can hurt you. This part is cool because you can whack at the stalagmites and break them off and make them hit the enemy. You can move much higher on this, move to a much higher plane on this stage than you might think. See, I can go all the way up there. Now there's another scorpion with an electrical charge on its stinger. Yeah, you gotta run and jump across, or do a dash attack, a dash, and then jump across the drop-offs. Otherwise, you're probably not gonna make it. You're gonna fall to your death and lose a life instantly. There we go. Yeah, you can pull chains even if you're on a mount. I love the sound of me picking up the bottles, the magic jars, or picking up something to eat. And again, once you complete one of the alternate paths, you'll end up in the same place as if you had chosen the other path. Sometimes there will be barrels or crates or treasure chests that you can whack at, and you can get its contents. And there's another catapult. Yeah, each of those projectile firing things only fire 6, and then they're done. More treasures to collect to add to your score once you've completed the game. Yeah, if you've ever played Golden Axe 2 or Golden Axe 3 for the Sega Genesis, maybe leave a comment and let me know if it's worth checking out. In this particular part here, the thief might put out your fire, and you can relight it if you want. I don't know what bearing that has. If that'll add to your score at the end of the game, I don't know. And yeah, you just start the next scene like you normally would if you completed the other path. And here is the alternate path in scene 4. If we chose to go to the west gate. I just love the snoring sound effects of the sleeping enemies. Yeah, that dive kick is pretty nice if you want to take out multiple enemies with one attack. Bash an enemy on the head with the butt of your sword. Or the sheath, or the scabbard, or whatever. Yeah, here is the skeleton dragon. And you can spit a fireball downward if you do a dash attack and jump and press down and fire. Yeah, those little tiny doors probably are going to have thieves running out of them. Boom. Yeah, the skeletons are the most annoying enemies. The dryads aren't so bad. And again, I like the 3D look of their parts flying at the viewer when they're destroyed. I really would not have thought of witch doctors being in the Golden Axe universe, but they're in it in this game. Yeah, look out for those projectiles from the enemies that have them. Once they've got enough distance, they're definitely going to fling them at you. More bags to knock down and get their contents. This time we've got an icon that says F, and I think that means that you get full life restore when you pick it up. And a potion. A little bit later, you'll be able to get on this lift system, and you'll go up to a higher ledge. And you can fall to your death here. Don't do it, you'll lose a life. And there we go. tombstone that you break out of when you start your next life. It's very reminiscent of the beginning of Altered Beast, where the hero breaks out of a tombstone because they were given another chance at life to rescue, what was it, Zeus's daughter or something? Been a while since I played Altered Beast. I used to always call it Altered Breast just to be stupid. Yeah, by now my running jump kick attack isn't effective on this particular boss. Whoa, don't drop off the edge there. More treasures to collect. And another boss, and another boss with a scythe. But hey, if you time your special attack, you know, the attack and jump buttons together, you can keep him from swinging that annoying scythe. And here's the part where we ride on the dragon's back. We saw this already. But that was Golden Axe, The Return of Death Adder, game number 9 in our 20 from 1992 series. Well, I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you join me soon for game number 8. Bye-bye, folks.
Rhythm is a dance.